Rocking the specs today. Rocking the specs. I don't mind wearing glasses, but I don't like wearing them to work out. I don't know what's up with my eyes though lately. Like they have felt so gummy, if that makes sense. Anybody that wears contacts, I'm pretty sure you've experienced that before. But it's weird. Like, I don't know. So I'm just rocking the specs, give my eyes a chance to rest. Friday morning, I did something a little bit different, something that I rarely do, which is I mainly did cardio. I'm not a fan of getting on a treadmill or a Stairmaster or any of those cardio pieces. All the other gym rats can have them. I don't like them. I would much rather do Zumba or go take a walk outside or any of those things than spend time on one of those machines. But I felt like I needed to do that today. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta listen. You gotta listen to yourself. You gotta listen to your body. What does your body need? And I was feeling like I needed a little extra cardiovascular exercise in my day today. So that's what I did. I got on that treadmill and hiked that incline up, and I walked. And I am so sweaty, but it's so nice. It's very nice. Incline walking, if you're trying to improve your gluteus maximus, minimus, medius, all them glutes. If you're trying to improve that part of your body, incline walking on a treadmill is amazing. It activates the glute far more than walking on a flat surface. So, get more bang for your buck. So I did that. I also did it fasted, which is, it can be a tool that you can use. I used to do all my workouts fasted, but I've gotten away from that because, again, listen to my body. I felt like my body was asking me to give it a little bit more energy before those workouts. So I have been having a little snack about 30 minutes before the gym, and did not do that today on purpose. And so we'll hope that that's promoting fat loss. Because that's what it's about, right? All aboard the gains train. Stop with the fat loss. Not stop with the fat loss. Get off my body, fat, is what I'm saying. I want to do a PSA about carbohydrates because I have a lot of friends who are cutting carbs from their diets, and that's fine, and that can be a tool. But I just want to provide a cautionary tale about carbohydrates. Your body needs fat, carbohydrates, and protein. It needs all three of those things. And if you are engaged in any type of physical activity, you need carbohydrates. People will say, I like carbs a little too much. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Too much protein is too much. Too much protein can be a bad thing. It can do some stuff to your kidneys. It's hard to achieve that because you have to do it on a consistent basis, but you need carbohydrates. When we cut carbohydrates from our body, first of all, carbohydrates are the first source of energy that your body is going to utilize. Carbohydrates can be an effective fat loss tool. Be very careful with it, and it's not recommended unless you are under some type of medical supervision. Cutting carbohydrates from your diet is not great for long-term sustainability because existing on a carb-free or a low-carb diet for long-term, your brain needs carbohydrates for energy. Your muscles need carbohydrates for energy. If you're not providing your body carbohydrate when you engage in something that's supposed to build muscle, your body is going to start to look for that energy source. So there's some science that says that they pull fat. I mean, most of the time, what it's going to do long term is you're going to be more damaging to your body, and you're going to be cannibalizing your own muscles. When we cannibalize our muscles, we lose muscle. When we lose muscle, we lower our metabolism. The less muscle we have, the lower our metabolism burns. Do you see where I'm going with this? The lower your metabolism is, the less calories you can eat in order to maintain your current weight. So if you've dropped your carbohydrates and then you have cannibalized muscle, when you come out of whatever diet you're on right now, or you come out of a carb deficit or whatever, and you start to add carbohydrates back in, your body is not going to know what to do with those things. So you have to add them back in very smart, in a very smart way and very carefully if you don't want to wreck all the work that you've just done. It's a far more effective strategy. It takes a lot longer, but reduce your calories and make sure you're getting quality carbohydrates. That is complex carbohydrates. That's your brown rice. That's your sweet potatoes. That's lots of fibrous vegetables. Your body can utilize that type of carbohydrate in a more effective fashion for fat loss and muscle growth. Trust, you want muscle on your body. And I can reiterate again that a woman, it's very difficult for women to build a lot of muscle. It's very difficult to get bulky. What you want to aim for, all the ladies that want to tone, you have to have a muscle present in order to tone it. The way that you build muscle to tone it is to gain muscle. Fair enough? Makes sense? Don't be eating chips and, white bread, tomato sandwiches, and all these, what they call simple carbohydrates. That just, your body converts that straight to sugar, and there's a time and a place for it. Occasional indulgences are fine, but if that stuff is in your diet on a daily basis, you may experience the negative effects of those type of carbohydrates. But please eat some vegetables. Please eat some sweet potatoes and some brown rice. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just not a great. I just hear people, they say they cut carbs, and it makes me sad because it's awful not being able to eat carbohydrates. It's sad, and in the long term, is it really worth it if it's when you start to add those things back into your diet, because inevitably you will. Is it worth it to be miserable for that period of time when that is not going to last? I don't know. To me, it's not. I would rather spend my time, if it's going to take me a little bit longer, I would rather spend my time doing things that are going to work the best for the longest term. Does that make sense? Like, I would rather something take a little bit longer, but then be able to, enjoy those results for the rest of my life. It's kind of like if you build a house and you take shortcuts on your house. Sure, it was cheaper at the start to do it that way, but the roof is gonna leak, and you're gonna end up spending more money long term, and the project is gonna linger on for longer because it's like, once you get this thing fixed, you gotta go fix this thing. Wouldn't you rather spend a little bit more money, have it take a little bit longer, but not have any problems or have to deal with it for the extent of the time that you're in the house? Like, that's the way that I think about it. So I would rather implement strategies that I may not experience a return on my investment in the short term, but long term, I'm going to experience more of a return. Does that make sense? I mean, that's just kind of the way that I live. It's a healthier, more moderate way to live your life rather than these extreme, yo-yo type behaviors that it's like you experience this, but then you're right back to square one. You know what I'm saying? So just be cautious. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be cautious and think about the reasons why you're doing it. And if you're on a long-term, low carbohydrate diet, please make sure that you're under some professional supervision with that. Somebody that has some nutrition experience and some background in that. Not every trainer is gifted or skilled in understanding the mechanics of nutrition. They might know a thing or two, but you really need somebody that has legit credentials on nutrition and exercise if you're under that kind of care, because there's a lot of really there's a lot of people perpetuating myths and continuing to push forward on some stuff that that's just kind of been the way that people do it for so long, but there's no science behind it. So just be cautious. That's all I'm saying. Just be cautious. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be cautious. I'm not going to do it. You have fun. I'm going to enjoy some complex carbs and a simple carb on occasion, which leads me to my next point. I'm going to go in and have my snack now because I'm hungry. So y'all have a great day. Happy Friday. It's the weekend. Have a good one. Bye.